Greetings! Welcome to the Devlog for Experimental Build 6 of Update 111 of Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. We're going to start, as always, with a quick sound check. Make sure speakers aren't up too high. Haha! Wonderful. So, what have we got for you this week? Well, the stuff that I have to show you that you get to play with today is all new explodey things. I've been continuing to work on the new level, new rooms, finishing off the architecture, but along the way, I took the time to work on some new destructibles that are both showing up in this level and are in the item spawner and the SOSIG spawner for convenience. I had shown you a couple weeks ago a new class of item, our Brutalist Exploding Barrels, or Squirrels, as the community had so named them, and I immediately adopted because that word is hilarious. But these have been both adjusted further, and we've got some new categories of squirrel. So let's come down here. Let's take a look at what we got. So we've got the ones we had before were the sort of the normal one here. This isn't explosive in any particular way. It just gets destroyed. Let's see. These should now actually take... There we go. They should now take collision damage, so you can... What is going on? Well, look at that. We most certainly have an amazing bug. What on earth would be causing that? Wouldn't be a devlog without a bug. Let's reload the scene. So clearly a rigid body is not being disabled when those are getting destroyed. So we will have to fix that, but we should still be able to take a look at the rest of them. You've already seen the exploding squirrel. I'm going to use my testing throwing knife because it is my favorite here. You've seen these plenty. Let's see if we can hit this one from here. Oh, almost first shot. Oh, overshot. Third tries the charm. Oh, nope. You're just gonna have to watch me whiff at this over and over again, edging forward until I hit it. Oh, this is just embarrassing at this point. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Now it just won't even explode. There we go. Okay, so those didn't do the weird thing. Anywho, our next type of squirrel, which is a new one, is called a cryo squirrel, which I will see what's a good spot to do this in. Let's put it here in a bit of a corner. And as you might imagine from a name like that, this is basically a freezing squirrel. And I pulled out a status effect that I think I had only used in one other context in Rotwieners and made a new effect on it. So when these blow up, it imparts the freezing effect on our SOSIGs, which lowers their voices. It makes them more, essentially turns them into being fragile. So they take more damage from certain types of damage, and it spawns a bunch of these ice crystals as well. Blap. As you can see, their heads are just exploding from that impact because in the frozen state, they are fragile. So that is our cryo squirrel. We have got a toxic squirrel, which some of you are going to hate this one. Because it reuses another humorous thing that can happen to SOSIGs that was also in Rotwieners, in that this creates a toxic cloud. Come on. That debuffs the SOSIGs. And it's just horrible. Wait, why is that one still vomiting? It's dead. Okay. I can't tell if this is a bug or a feature, but that was amazing that that kept happening despite him losing a link. Wow. So that's your toxic one. So yeah, so does enough, because it's essentially getting the anti-regeneration buff onto the Sosigs, it will tick down their health pretty much regardless. I think regardless of how much health they have, because it's done based on a percentage and it ignores damage multipliers. So it won't take them out immediately, but they will die over the course of a number of seconds, horribly / hilariously. We have a mustard squirrel, which, as you might imagine, is just a stupid mustard gas joke, which can be used to momentarily, very quickly fill a whole hallway with a bit of obstructive gas. Yep, we are still getting some weird physics glitches. I would really love to know. Yep, I know. There we go. Get over there. These things are so creepy. I love it. And then, last but not least of our squirrel types, arguably the most important, we have the hot dog squirrel, which is just filled with a bunch of hot dogs that, very, very dirty hot dogs that you can eat and recover a little bit of health from. So that one is just designed to be a hilarious way to regain small. Each one, despite being large, because they're not glowing, they do about as much healing as one of the dings, the little mini sausages. So not a tremendous amount, but something to definitely keep a lookout for in a take and hold run. The next one, though, the next type of destructible, I spent a bit more time on to get some more nuanced behavior that I am super happy with. Stefan made these. I give you, in small and large, our Brutalist gas cuboids. That is right, so it's a gas cylinder, but square format, and these don't just explode. You can make them just completely explode if they take enough damage from a single projectile hit or a really powerful explosive. So if you hit these with an RPG, they'll just pop. But in most cases, we're gonna get two weapons here to demonstrate. Got a handgun. We're done with you, Mr. Knife, and I don't know. Let's just grab an AK. And we will get a suppressor to make you a little quieter. I have a headache today. So the way these work is that the actual body of the squirrel is fairly durable. If I just take this and hit it with pistol rounds, it isn't going to actually breach it, even if I get a straight-on hit with it. We can, however, hit the weak point of it, which is this, with this top piece, which I'm going to actually... Let's see here. Let's set ourselves up. Let's set ourselves up a little fun. Well, let's grab one of those. Let's grab one of these. Let's get this into more of like a rocket position. Beautiful. And if we hit the top handle here with our pistol, hop, there it goes. It creates a flame gout, and it looks like it got lost. Oh. It's just stuck on the stairs now, and it eventually runs out of fuel and breaks. So these are fun in that one of the other features that was added to Squirrels this week, that word gets weirder the more I say it, I do have to say, is that these can now actually be ignited. So instead of just exploding immediately, if they take some fire damage, which I'm going to put this here to do. Close my eyes and oh nope, come on, there we go. That one goes beautiful. Oh shoot, set up another one. Oh, chain reaction happening. Okay, we are good. Are there any more of them? It's really easy to light yourself on fire with these. So yeah, that is how our gas cuboids work. If, however, we hit them with a rifle round, we get a very different behavior, because instead of just creating the gout of flame at the end, where the handle is, we can produce one anywhere on it. which gets a significantly more windmilling around kind of behavior. And we can hit it again. If you end up creating multiple gouts on it, it obviously burns through its fuel multiplicatively faster, but at the I guess cost or joy of significantly more chaotic behavior. Those are super fun and super effective, especially if you have, oh, I don't know, a bunch of sosigs around, who are coming for us. Ooh, it's going to be on the ground. Let's see what happens here. Oh, interesting. That didn't... There we go. Oh. Fire windmill of death.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear indeed. Let's try again. Your friend wants a hug. Oh, it set off his grenade. Oh, goodness. Please don't set me on fire. There are a few things as satisfying as a game designer as making a bunch of individual systems that begin to interact with each other in unpredictable ways every time you test them. So yeah, so there are our new destructibles. I hope you have fun with them. You can in fact hold them while you set them off as well. So if you just want to... Oh, that one didn't want to go... Oh, yep, yeah it does. There's a little bit of randomization in terms of the exact vector that the gout is created with. So even if you are blowing off the handle like this, you're not going to get a perfectly straight line one. So each one will curve around just a little different, or in that case, a lot. Oh, goodness. Wonderful. So yeah, as I said, these are in the Sosig spawner, and they also should be under destructible targets. You know what? I just realized we're about to have another bug, I think. Let's see where it tries to spawn this. Oh, goodness. Yep, it tries to spawn it right on there, which means that half the time it's probably going to explode. Okay, it doesn't explode, but I will definitely fix that so it doesn't actually try to spawn the barrel, like, right there. Man, we had a trifecta of bugs. So there you have it. That is what I have to show you this week. Let's jump out of VR and I'll just talk about where the level's at and what I'm trying to get for you folks next week. Yo! So, I hope you have fun playing with the new explodable things. The other stuff that changed this week is that in the process of building those visual effects and testing some of those new explosion effects, I actually went back and found a bunch of like logic bugs in the Sosig status effect system that hadn't really shown up, in part because that had mostly been used in Rotwieners, and our zombie Sosigs have different health thresholds and there are different contexts in which they were damaged. And so it sort of masked some problems that were present there. So that has been fixed. I also had to fix a hilarious bug involving, because the player can be damaged by those things as well. And so the toxic debuff applies a negative regeneration threshold to the player's health. And that in and of itself is fine. That worked as intended. The problem was that I guess I just had never written code to remove all active status effects when you die. And so what happened is that it would plummet your health to 0, you would die from it, respawn, and then your health would start plummeting again. So that was a humorous bug to fix, but that's in there. Just tweaked a bunch of parameters to just have them make more sense for that. Fixed a couple, finally fixed the incorrect pose on the Tulyak, some clipping issues on a couple magazines, and I switched the force casing despawn system off on Grill House 2 Story because a bunch of people were asking about that. So yeah, fairly thin update beyond those new entities this week because I am trying to actually finish the structure of this level. I got the last 2 transit stations done, one of which I have shown off on my Twitter and in the Discord. The other one is a surprise as it's in the quadrant of the level that I'm not really showing off until launch because it's the wildest one. So I want it to really be a surprise when you all jump into the level for the first time. So yeah, so I'm just going to continue this next week, cranking along. I'm going to finish the architecture for the level and actually start getting some game logic stuff in. And so what that means is that you should probably in the next week or two expect me to bring an early version of the competitive take and hold character online, because we can totally test that in the hallways map. I'm going to re-enable the new encryptions in that character and probably in a couple of the other characters so we can find out if there are any rooms in the hallways map where some of those don't work. Hallways is a little claustrophobic and some of those new encryptions are large, so I may actually end up having to scale down a couple of those new encryptions just to make sure they aren't a problem moving around in that room. So, but that's the next priority, and I will continue to add things into the institution preview scene as they're relevant for you all to play with. But hopefully, we can actually get back into some take and hold gameplay proper with the stuff coming in the next week or two. So, hope you all have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.